I'm receiving several interesting questions from a few of my viewers who want to know more about relationships. And I'm going to bundle them together and make a little bit more clarity, as I usually do in my Academy of Wow Men. And as you are here, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the first question I received. Then I'm going to go ahead into the second question, which is going to tether to the studies here and enlighten your Professor Leon C., aka Morpheus, and you as well. The first question I received from a few men is, how do I date? How do I meet the women that I meet on a daily basis? What is my hookup game? And what services do I use, since I'm all about empowerment, since I'm not all about cold approaching? They want to know, what is my function? And this may be a certain age group of men who are asking. Some women usually ask, where am I meeting these women at that I discuss in my audio? You know, how do I meet these families? How do I meet people? They usually ask, where am I meeting the women at? Men usually ask, what am I using to socialize with women? How am I getting these connections going on? Well, I'm going to tell you this. As you know, I preach about being natural. I talk about being free from the matrix and about how to liberate yourself and be the best version of you. So I will tell you now, I do not use any dating apps at all. Never did, never will. You won't find me on there. You won't find me on no POFs. All right. You won't find me on no Match singles, Christian singles, whatever else. I'm not interested in it. I never picked up my finger to try to look for anybody, especially here in the westernized civilization. I've came across several dating sites that were introduced, or what do you say, recommended for me for some reason. I don't know why anyone would recommend a dating site for me. Supposedly somewhere in the Black Sea, you know, someone somewhere know that I'm just a bachelor, or I'm not tied down to anyone. I have no commitment, no contracts, not married. So I guess they felt like I was interested in at least trying to reach it through the digital connection. So no, I'm usually a I don't care type of male. I am, as I say, being a red pill is one thing. Being alpha is totally different. As alpha, I don't care. I do things naturally. If I happen to meet her somewhere, I meet her somewhere. If I don't, I don't. I don't care. It's whether I'm at the store, public area, during a business interaction, or going out of town, or whatever it is. Whatever the stork drops and come my way, that's what I do. I stand by the old time, or the virtue of the old days, back in the 1970s, 60s, 50s. I'm usually back there, you know, where if I really wanted to talk to a lady, it's a cold approach. If I did want to, but I don't do that. Or spending time with someone where you just so happen to like them. Okay, basically a naturalist. If you really want to know how nature works, I just let things be as it is. I let the flower grow. I don't stand by trying to reach a woman based on, like, I might order a shirt, or I might order products, or I might order parts for my cars and my clients. I don't think it's valuable to my soul. And I think it's a abomination to God and my spirituality if I need to order a woman online. That's how I would think about the situation. As if I'm ordering a woman online, just like you order your shirts. You know, just like you'll make a food delivery, or call up Swans, or do a Grubhub, or some Uber Lyft or something. I'm not interested in that. I don't treat my women like that. I feel like if she is going to be chosen for me through the universe, I will meet her somewhere, somehow, in some kind of way. You see? And it's not about God. It's not about me believing or thinking that God's going to put the pieces together, right? And what some of the people who love to waste their time and do cold approaching 10 times out of the day and get nowhere, they will often say that I'm just in delusion and that I will never get anywhere because I'm not putting in the work to get a type of get the relationship that I desire and that I want. They'll say, well, I'm just going to be single for the rest of my life. Okay, that's their mentality. But I know specifically as a professor and doing studies myself that it's too much work. It's a waste of time. It's too much energy. And most times when you do approach or putting in your work to try to make those connections, you're actually selling yourself. You know, I'm not going to sell myself to the computer to get a natural woman. Not going to happen. Okay, I keep things at a limit. The same way as I teach you in the academy that technology is in moderation and should be done in moderation, Morpheus does that in his personal life. So therefore, there's things I will not do with a computer or machines or devices. A washing machine may be good to wash my clothes if I decide not to do it by my hands. Okay. An automobile is good to take me from location to location if I'm too tired to get on my regular physical body powered bicycle, right, to get there, or if it's too far, or if it's raining or snowing, then it'd be logical to be inside of a machine to locate me from location to location. So it has its place and its point in life where it is valuable, but not for everything. So when I am telling you that devices, computers, and technologies such as the machine world is no good, what I'm saying is what we have done is allow it to become a power for us, where we have diminished our own ability to think and to be superior beings because we've gone above and beyond the limit. Everything has its place and time where it needs to be used at its best. But as a common people today, we have gone above and beyond where we have gone too far, where the technology is becoming a part of our physical bodies. So we are agreeing to be a transhumanist. So I'd rather not be a transhumanist where I am the power, I'm the mind, and I am in control. So therefore, whatever car I drive, I am the manual driver. I'm the one. Autonomy be damned. I can't say it. Autonomy be sammed. Okay. And you take that and run out off the river. Okay. I'd rather be the one pushing the button. I'm the one with the keys. I'm all about the turning my key into the key slot to turn the car on. Okay. My eyes is my own camera. I look left and right. I look through my rearview mirrors. Okay. If I can get a hold of a manual transmission, I keep that and hold on to it because we like to be lazy because we are automatic thinkers. We're not self-thinkers. So basically everything I do is very simple. So I may be driving a machine, but I'm driving the machine. The machine's not driving me. I don't even put my cars on cruise control. You understand? All the automatic stability system, the track control strip, I do all that myself. I learned how to control the car. I learned how to control the speed. As a matter of fact, when my friend I told you about in the story allowed me to borrow his Ferrari, I took off all these so-called STS systems, tracking control system, TCSs, right? Automatic steering. I took all that off. I turned all the buttons off because I wanted to be controlled. You say, okay, that's kind of dangerous. No, because I have skill. I have control because I'm used to controlling me. I know what I'm capable of and I know how to control the machine because I'm the master. You see that? I practice what I preach. So therefore, it's only difficult for those who don't have any control over themselves, those who are used to the machine running them. So when I deal with my outside world, my emailer, and it's been multiple of you, but you'll know this because I'm gonna give it to you. Okay. It's been a multiplicit, exciting experience for me to just let life be life. If I meet her, okay. If I don't meet her, I'm still going to be okay. I'm still going to be standing in my own kitchen, cooking my own food, preparing my own meals, making my own bath water. Okay. Taking care of myself. You know what I mean? Cleaning my own house, cleaning my own dishes, my table, set my own table, make up my own bed, do my own laundry, sit in my own loft with my feet up, right? Travel across the country in a first class all by myself while I'm reading my book and studying for my next lecture or meeting my next client. I don't care. It is not even a concern for me. As a matter of fact, being with a woman is the last on my list. She's important, yeah. Could she be a value in my life? Absolutely. Would I not mind donkey dunking? For sure. I'm still a man, right? If she was the right type of girl, would I accept her? Absolutely. Yeah, she has all the opportunity to be next to me if she choose to do so. But again, that's not up to me to try to pretend as if I'm God and to control or force someone to love me, force someone to be virtuous, force someone to be the quality by what we normally do. Here we go again, by a push of the button. In my set spirituality, in my set focus point on my life and my soul, I think that if I have to push a button in order to order a woman, okay, she is not worth it. She's not worth it. And if anything, it's not about the outside world. It's not even about her. It's about myself. I'll feel like I failed myself. I failed nature and I failed life. I will not go online to order a woman. She's just going to have to meet me because nature decided it, because the universe put us together, because some sort of energy and force outside of myself said, this woman is made for you. Then I can appreciate her a lot more. Then I could honor her a lot more. And I would expect the same from her, right? Then it's more of a natural connection. Whereas without a question, it's going to have meaning. I don't want anything to be based on because we decide to sign up on a contract, go online and be an automaton and be controlled by a computer to come together because we think that we are the force behind the making. Absolutely not. It's disrespectful. And my heart, my future, and my intimacy, my choices of relationship, okay, will not be submerged in swamp water or confusion or based on the interference of some computer node. That's for idiots, and I'm not one of them. So that should tell you I'm just all natural. Whatever happens, happens. If it don't happen, I simply don't care. Now, the next emailer, two of them, out of them asked me a question, but actually it was more of a senseless type of result. They said, well, right now, Neo, that there's 3 women in my life that I bring to your. She's not in my life. She may have been in your life. But what I mean is there's 3 women that are in my Academy of the Wildman that I want people to know about. These are 3 women that I introduced to you, and I will always introduce to you in the Academy of Wildman. They're always going to be here. They are the deans of the Academy of Wildman. And I use them as a prop, and they are very good teachers of men. They give red pill all the time. Actually, they can give you a red pill better than me. And I've described these women before. I'm going to go ahead and take a drink here. Look like my voice is getting dry, so I'm going to need a red pill for myself. And the 3 girls' name is, it's what they are. It's not actually a name, but it's what they are. And these descriptions actually it's designed to give you an idea of 3 major aspects of the common woman in your westernized civilization. And these women is the I Love Lucy girl. The other one is the Karen girl, not a specific name, it's just a type of girl. And the third one is the Bewitched girl. These girls are the most valuable in my garden. Because they teach us a lot. They really cover a lot of what men struggle with daily. And it definitely awakens men who are so ignorant in themselves and lack of education of women. And so when I introduced Lucy, the Karen, and the Bewitched lady to a few of my viewers a couple of audios back, they responded and said that these women do not mean too much to their manosphere. That these women are basically, they were saying is, what's wrong with a Karen? What's wrong with a Lucy? What's wrong with a Bewitched? You know, they're a lot better than the feminists. You know, they're a lot better than women who do not collaborate. They're a lot better than the women that we have today. So I decided to, and I'm going to speak for I'm gonna speak for the three, and I'm gonna let them talk to you. Of course, through me, that is, to be funny. And I'm gonna describe to you why they are an issue. And I have to use them as an example because that's what they signed up for. You know, they've been giving themselves unto us for years, but we just been overlooking them. So I'm going to always give them the front seat so that they can be respected for who they are. As you know, they're not a specific girl. They are a type of girl. They are a type of woman who will cause a distortion in your life just based on who she is, not her name, based on her habit, based on her mindset. And she gets away with this because of you men. She gets away with it because of us men who don't know how to stay on our square, us men who just want to be passive because we want to spend time with them, you know, because we just want to get some donkey dunk points and go on about our way. But it's never good for us if we make it long term. And it's never good for the men who will eventually be with them after us. And a lot of the Lucys, the I Love Lucys, the Karens, and the Bewitches, right? They're programmed to be what they are, inspired to be what they are, and given a length of power and authority since they were teenagers, since they were little, because of those who was around them, because probably they had a blue pill dad, okay, or they had a very inspiring mom who thought of nothing but to world dominance, you know, like Pinky in the Brain. Like, what are we going to do today? Well, of course, take over the world. And so they become the programmers of these three Terminators. And they are very significant. The worst one out of all of them, you'll be surprised who the worst one at, but I'm going to let you do your decision on who's the worst. All of them are a problem for your manhood. All of them is an issue. All three of them is what most men have encountered somewhere in their life, but just could never put their finger on it. And some of them, they married them and they're with them for the rest of their lives. And I feel sorry for you. No prayer will help you. Just jump off of the boat as soon as you can with a life raft. But sadly, some men don't make a life raft because it's taken from them financially. So let's talk about the Lucy, and I'm going to break it down a lot easier. And hopefully, I will say, not hopefully, but expectantly, you will never need me to break down these three ladies ever again. But I will always talk about them in these studies, and you're just going to have to keep referring to this audio. All right. And if there's others who want to know who these three ladies are in other audios, and you are a student of my class, just refer them to this audio and they'll get a breakdown of these three ladies. Okay. Everyone knows I Love Lucy. If you don't, do your research. Okay. She has her TV show. Okay. And I don't know, and I don't care about what she's doing now. I'm talking about the TV show. All three of them. Well, two of them have a TV show. The Karens don't. The Karen's just a real life person, but she don't have a name. You know, she's just this average person I'm going to bring to you. So I Love Lucy is a girl who's always very haphazard, she's a liability to you. She's the crybaby. She's the one, wow, I can't believe I did that. Oh, I need help over here. Oh, I got my face stuck in a bread box. Oh, I got chocolate all over me. Oh, I need you to bail me out financially. Oh, I busted my tire. Oh, I'm so helpless. Help me, Ricardo. Ricardo was retardo. But you notice he was a level-headed guy. You know, he spoke his language. Lucy, I can't believe you need to do it. Lucy, you messed up again, Lucy. Lucy, I don't understand. Lucy. I told you not to do that, Lucy. What, Lucy? Lucy. We were supposed to buy this at the store. You brought the whole store, Lucy. We don't have that type of money, Lucy. Why you get that car, Lucy? You should have waited for me to be there. Don't sign the contract, Lucy, but you signed it, Lucy. Ricardo. Right? He was diligent with Lucy. He dealt with her on a daily basis that caused him stress, worry, concern. There was even times you saw some episodes where he'd be like, oh, Lucy. Oh, she did it again. Lucy. That's just Lucy. Right? And then he'll put his head down in his head. He'll put his head down or his face in his palm, in the palm of his hands. Like, I can't believe it. Lucy did it again. Lucy, whenever she get out of line, whenever she does something stupid, illogical, and emotional. Her backup plan was always emotions. Her backup plan was always crying to get her way. Always, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, Ricardo, I'm sorry. And then she put her head in his chest. And then what does Ricardo do? What does he do? All right, Lucy. Okay. All right, Lucy. I'll let it go this time. Just don't do it again, Lucy. All right, Lucy. Lucy, I understand. Okay, Lucy, let's just fix it, Lucy. Let's just clean it up, Lucy. Let's send the car back, Lucy. Right? Well, it's just a couple of $1,000s, Lucy. It's just a couple of this, Lucy. He breaks down and he gets soft because her ultimate power was her crying. Her ultimate power was to do something stupid and then think about it later. And to cover up her tracks is to cry, to be emotional and, oh, I can't believe it. Oh, I did this. Oh, no, I messed up my job. I got donut powder all over the place. If you watch this show, you know exactly what I mean. So this particular girl is haphazard. She's a liability to your life. She's flabbergasted. She breaks things sometimes. She make very, very bad decisions with your money and your kids. And she make excuses afterwards. So she convinced the courts. She convinced her brothers. She convinced her fathers. She convinced everybody around her that she's the innocent one by, oh, I can't believe I did this. Oh, forgive me. Oh. I'm so emotional. Oh, he hurt me. Oh, he's a liar. Oh. And then all the rest of the blue pill betas for generation after generation around her, they'll do the same thing that Ricardo did. Oh, okay, Lucy. All right, Lucy, I can't believe he did this, but all right, Lucy, I'll let it go. Okay, I'll deal with it for right now. And then all the Ricardos, such as men, to identify a Ricardo is usually men who got talent, men who are on their grind, businessmen, working, blue collar, white collar, right? You're out there doing your thing. This is identified by when Ricardo was an artist. I think he was a singer and a dancer in the show. Right. That means he was a breadwinner. He was out there, cooking the pancakes, bringing bread home and providing a roof over Lucy's head. While Lucy, on a constant basis, kept messing up, creating chaos, creating distortion in his world and making things uneasy. But, there's some men who are willing to tolerate a Lucy, all because maybe Lucy got some crazy Lucy. Okay. Maybe her Lucy is Lucy, but so maybe they're able to deal with the downside of Lucy. Right. So therefore, they don't mind having this liability who is a encompassing problem for their life. They don't mind coming home, getting a couple of gray hairs and being frustrated, stressed out. Things ain't working out right, where he has to go into the garage and vent, get on his Harley Davidson and drive crazy down the road because he's mad at Lucy because Lucy kept doing stuff. Lucy, this girl is out of her mind. Lucy is Lucy in the head, but everybody loves Lucy because everybody loves a weak Lucy. Lucy becomes the icon in the future. Lucy becomes this girl that men praise, blue pill, retard, ungrown boys who only cares about Lucy's Lucy. Okay? So therefore, they become like everybody loves Lucy's. Why? And then people say, oh, she's funny. How is she funny? It's not funny when she's a liability for your life. It's not funny when Ricardo, which is actually a retardo, which is actually retardo, allowing her to cause chaos in her life instead of holding her to the flame. And I'll be the first one to say, you mess up one time, Lucy. You mess up one time, Lucy, and you're out of here like the honeymooners. One of these days, boom, to the moon. And I will mean it. I would definitely move. Okay, one time I'm gonna open up the door and boom, it's going to hit you right in your little bitty cute behind as you're walking out with your bags. I don't play that because what you need in your life is peace, happiness, and freedom to be yourself. And when you with the girl, just because she got some Lucy on Lucy, her Lucy is good, juicy Lucy, and then you go for it. And then you will tolerate this liability. You'll tolerate a grown woman who's actually a child in a grown woman's body. And men tolerate that. They marry it. They put a ring on it. They become a boyfriend to this particular girl and deal with chaos their entire life. And they wonder why. And sometimes Lucy's, they don't look like the Lucy on the TV show. They will play you down where these Lucys look like a straight face. They look like a common girl that you will see on a college dorm, right? Or at the grocery store trying to be in the health food aisle when, she really ain't healthy. She's pretending to be. She still got habits when she go home, But, these girls, they don't look like Lucy, but she's still Lucy in your life, making all kind of mistakes. And she only compromised with emotions. She argue with you through emotions. She acts all emotional, flabbergasted, breaking stuff, can't put nothing together right, but she pretends to be like the greatest thing in your life. But you just deal with it. Oh, Lucy is just the greatest thing since sliced bread. She's wonderful when I get off the stage. Because her Lucy is Lucy. That's the only thing I care about on Lucy is her Lucy. Because her Lucy's juicy and it's great. Because I'll deal with it right now. So instead of you being Ricardo, you are actually a retardo. And your life will be retarded because you got to deal with this liability. So that's one form of a woman, which is common. It is common. And it's a majority. Right? And some of them pretend not to be a Lucy, but they are. Because the environment says, oh, I love Lucy. So you got her down pat, right? So we're going to go to the Karen. The Karen is the second girl that we need to talk about. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now when it comes to Karen. And I would tell you as a rule of thumb before I start describing Karen to you. Okay, if you're not willing to fight a gang, if you don't know how to protect yourself, if you don't have access to firearms, I'm only being honest with you, I'm telling you face forward here. If you have no access to firearms, if you are immature, you don't have an ID, okay? If you are irresponsible in your own life, if you are sensitive, if you are a jealous dude, all right? If you don't know how to even protect yourself, let alone walk your own dog or your cat, okay, you don't need to be with Karen because she will get you killed. Karen will get you killed. I know this even from personal experience. Being a, how can I put it? Being a man of physical means myself, being out there in the physical world and knowing how tough the streets are. Okay, there are some Karens who don't care about how dangerous it is. And she will sit out there in front of her yard and watch every dirty activity or activity. And the first thing she want to do is run her mouth. And she got kids in the house. She got you in the house. You are at work. Sometimes you don't know Karen's doing this. Karen will sit back and watch everybody. And the moment something is wrong, what a Karen would do is tattle her mouth. What you don't know, what we need to be cautious of and why it's so severe. There are some people who don't like Karen. There are some people who they're not about the law. They don't care that you are a law-abiding citizen. They don't care about the police officer sitting across the street or patrolling the neighborhood. The moment Karen opened up her mouth, that person, group, gang, or those who realize Karen is opening up her mouth, they're going to say, I'm going to get Karen. I am going to get Karen, and I don't care about Karen. And then there you go. You're going to end up witnessing your car tires being slashed. You don't know why your windows are getting busted out every now and then. You don't even know why when you take a week off vacation or you leave the house to go to the store, somebody ransacks your house and busts up and tears up everything. You don't know why. You don't know why people are stealing from you. You don't know why people are eyeballing you crazy in the neighborhood or in the store or talking bad about you because Karen is running her mouth and putting herself in situations that she need not be. There are some times where you need to leave a situation alone because there are bigger giants than you out there. There are bigger giants than you out there. I told you I was in a hospital setting. And I've been with lots of nurses. I speak with nurses, talk to nurses. They teach me some things. I know stuff about anatomy and, doctors. The list goes on, So I told you I can just 1 inch away. I'll be a doctor. All I got to do is just breathe. And here I am, Dr. Morpheus. But check this out. There was a time where I visited a nurse friend of mine, and she was the worst Karen I could ever imagine. It was like, when you can be doing something else in your day, go out somewhere, go to a pub, sit down and drink something, go home, while you're at home, cook something for your kids. go work out, get on a stair climber or something like that. What she would do, because she's so used to being a Karen, she's so used to being out there thinking that she's RoboCop because she's a nurse, because she's working around famous doctors and doctors who have potential, doctors who have a little bit of authority, right? So she will take a lawn chair. She would take a lounge chair, a lawn chair. She put outside, right? And when I show up, I'm like, so what are you doing? Oh, I'm just watching the neighborhood. I'm just looking. It's so good out here. Sometimes she'll say, well, it's nice out here. So I decided to just be outside, right? Until I figure out that's not what she's really trying to do. She's nosy as hell, and she's going to get somebody hurt, right? She's nosy as hell. And what ended up happening is there was some activity in the neighborhood that even I noticed from afar, some dirty undercover stuff going on, right? And she brought more of it to my attention. Like, I watched this thing happen, and this person had this, that, and there's a girlfriend over there, and she put something in. I'm like, listen, I said, that's none of your business. You got a child in the house, and she did. She had several kids in the house and said, listen, you need to get that. Listen, keep your nose where it belongs. If you're not the cop and the police, don't you go over there pretending like you RoboCop. Don't you? Because they're looking at you. You think somebody ain't looking at you when you and your neighbor. There's some people. When I'm pulling up into my garage with my Lexus, driving out the driveway, some people can see me and they're not even outside. They're not sitting outside. They're not even in a garage. And they will approach me like, oh, yeah, I seen this over here. Oh, I seen a UPS go to your house yesterday. Or, oh, there were some kids riding a bicycle and, they was driving right into your front yard. I screamed to them, let them know, hey, they shouldn't be over there. There was somebody with a dog and, they let their dog poop right there in your driveway. And I was going to say something to them, but, I noticed that they picked it up and put it in a piece of paper. I'm like, okay. So that let me know that people are watching. They're watching you, watching them. So I said, you know what? You better not, because if something happened and you open up your mouth and they get busted, or the cops go over there and bust their door in, or something else happened over there, or a shootout, whatever happened, they're gonna say, I know. They're gonna be like, I know we didn't say nothing about it. We're cool. Right? We got our gang over here. We got our clique over here. I know this neighbor on this side won't say something. You know what they'll say? Oh, you know what? Every time I go through here, I see this nosy old lady sitting down in her lawn chair. I know it has to be her, without a shadow of a doubt. So I said, you know what? Don't even do it, because they're watching you, watching them. Keep your nose where it belongs. Keep your children safe. Mind your business. You're only here to be a resident, right? Take care of them. Go on about your day. Act like you know nothing. You will live to see another day. Okay. She don't want to listen to me. So, no, I should say something. I said, you better not. I said, don't. I will leave and I will not return. Then they'll think I have something to do with it. I live a peaceful lifestyle. I'm out of this. I ain't got time for it. It don't matter if I can defend myself. It don't matter if I'm capable of protecting you. It don't matter how well equipped I am. You know how to hold them and fold them. You choose and you pick your battles. This is one battle you should not pick. But no, did she listen to me? No, absolutely not. Because the next time I came back, right, she told me about, I called over there to, I reported this and the cop showed up. I'm like, okay, all right, this is getting ready to get ugly. Getting ready to get real ugly. Not a good, the week wasn't even out yet. This event happened like on a Monday and Tuesday. By Thursday and Friday, she starts seeing stuff missing start seeing cracks in her window, right? And she starts seeing like letters and crazy odd stuff outside of her house, right? And painting marks on her so-called lawn chair whenever she leaves it outside. Stuff missing from her kids' toys and little bitty bikes missing. Like, what's happening here? They're not using the bikes. They're taking them to let you know, I saw you. I seen you looking at me. I'm watching you watching me, right? I'm like, okay. Now I'm thinking there's a connection here. So she tells me that one time at night, she called me. This is like late at night. I'm like, what does this woman want now? Right? She said, I'm scared. Somebody bust my windows out. I mean, not my windows out, my tires out. And they slashed two of my tires. How do you know?
I said, well, when I tried to air it up with my AAA service, they were lifted up. It's like a knife slash on my tires. I said, listen, you caused that to happen, because the final part about it is the finality you're going to end up missing. Or they'll find you in the worst condition because you putting your nose where it don't belong. And y'all think this is the end of it. Karen goes worse than this. Let's go to the next stage of a Karen. Okay, y'all think this is a joke right here. That's what we like, leave them alone. Here's another case with the Karen, right? A Karen will easily conflict with a person out in public because you're there, because you're her support being, because you're her backup plan, or she got a group of brothers who she can always call on to deal with her situation. So because she's supported with these support groups, these backup plans, these henchmen, and if it's not henchmen, it's a system that's backing her up, to where when you're dealing with a Karen, she's easy to try to correct you about something, tell you about, oh, you need to wear your mask. They told you to wear your mask. Go put your mask on, right? And go say something about it and make a situation that's actually decent a lot more disturbing, a lot more uncomfortable for everybody, right? Especially when it comes to policies or what you're supposed to do in the gym or how you're supposed to go into the store, whatever that you're doing. She will always open up her mouth and cause something to be of chaos where it doesn't need to be, if logic was in play first before she became emotionally in charge with false authority. That authority that she thinks she have had, or in her sense of mind, is being given to her since she was a child. On most cases, it was a father who kept propping her up and praising her, or big brothers, and definitely a group of brothers who she was always around. So she dealt in a situation where if she grew up, or she got herself in a situation where she had to deal with bullies or people pushing her around or telling her what she need to be, or messing with her pigtails, or making her feel uncomfortable, she would always go cry to her brothers. She would go always cry to her big daddy or her big sisters, or whoever was the ones who have helped her to get onto this so-called authoritative position. All right. So therefore, as a habit, she will consistently remain in a position where she'll make sure that you are somewhere behind her or on the side of her, and she'll confront somebody right in front of you without your consent. This is easily experienced through in road rage. She want to open up her mouth and roll down the window and say something to somebody driving next to her. Right. She'll confront someone for doing something that's awkward out in public, like in a public store or public, what do you call that? An amusement park or somewhere like that, where she'd confront somebody 2 times bigger than her. And most times a man, right? And there are cases where she could possibly even slap a man, depending on the situation, right there in front of you in broad daylight, and drag you right into the situation. Now you got to protect her. Now you got to deal with the situation. Now you got to prevent this man, right, from pulling out his man card and not tolerating Karen, because there are some people out there in this diaspora who will not tolerate a Karen getting in their face, who will not tolerate a Karen telling them to wear their mask or to pull their pants up, or trying to treat them like they are her sons or her daughters, right? And they will tell Karen off. They will put Karen in her place, and she will make sure that you are there. All right. She's going to make you around the corner. She's going to make sure that you're the one who's going to have to pick her up from that job or that place. She's going to make sure that you're the one pushing the grocery cart, while she calls herself having so much gumption and confidence to get in somebody's face that's most times 3 times or 4 times bigger than her. And should he decide to lose control and pick her up from her lapels and let her feet dangle from the ground, right? Who has to step in? You. That's her plan. You got to step in, or her big brothers, or she'll pick up the phone. I'm going to call my brothers. My brother's going to come and deal with you. There was a video with a very good Karen, and I really want you to take this seriously. All right. And you think that Karen's not white. Karen is not white. Karen is multicultural. Okay, she's bicultural. This girl, she has no face, no culture. She's a emotion, she's a personality, and she's an energy,
that has been created by the society. It's been created by blue pill betas. It's been created by boys who have grew up in a man's body and never knew or studied what the opposite sex is all about, and don't know anything about the dating circle. All he knows, well, I'm a man and I'm, here we go, beating our chair. Monkey. I'm supposed to be with a woman and I'm supposed to protect her. I'm supposed to be the white knight for everything that she do. I'm supposed to roll like carpet. No, whatever she say is true. So I'm gonna be this big monkey at the door. This big old ugly, big lip looking ape. Whatever she do. So you got this blue pill child standing next to her. And this was actually a video. This actually happened. Some of you know about this. Some of you actually saw the video, and I'm gonna bring it back to your memory. Too bad I can't draw it out because it's just now coming to me right now. So I don't really have time. I told you I don't program these things. I'll talk to you ad lib. No notes, nothing. This all comes from instincts. I'm telling you without notes or papers. All right. I'm not reading from nobody's books. I'm just talking to you. So these things come to me and I just can't prepare for it. I can't because it's the spirit of the moment. I have no videos right now. I can just pop up because I didn't prepare for this. This ain't a script. This is facts. All right. So in this video, there's a group of people sitting in a pizza shop. Some of you remember this, in a pizza shop. And there was a white guy in front of this lady. It was a brown skinned lady, right? I told you she's multicultural. So I'm not picking. You can't say, oh, Morpheus is saying Karens are white. Morpheus is saying Karen. No, I'm not. I'm saying Karen is a female. That's it. Right. That's all you need to know. And so, this black lady was behind this guy. And what happened, I think in the scenario, in the video, let me get it right. In the video, I think what happened was a guy had his cell phone or something like that open, and the girl was mad because they were standing in line for too long, and they were being impatient, and it was like really waiting to get this pizza, and he just so happened to be standing like a few feet away from her, this white guy, on his cell phone. Okay. And I think what have happened was she did not even ask this guy, and she tried to cut in front of him, right? He's sitting there on his cell phone, and she tried to cut in front of him without his approval or saying, oh, it's okay, to go and get her pizza, right? And the white guy turned around and he said, oh, excuse me. I'm still here. I'm standing here. This is, you cut me, miss. I don't appreciate that. Can you scoot back a little bit, trying to be as calm and nice as possible. Right. And she's like, nah, what you talking about? I was in here first. What do you mean? He was like, well, miss, fine. You want to be like that. I don't need to argue with you right now. I'm just letting you know that you cut me and I don't appreciate that. I said, love, what you? So she started getting loud. Now listen, here we go. Here come Karen's confidence. This is where she get her power from. Now she's getting bold, right? You be okay, why is this lady acting like this? Why does she feel like she owns everything? I told you Karens are RoboCops. They're invincible, where a bullet will bounce off of them. That means morals bounce off. That means sensibility. That means logic bounce off of them too. That means how they need to conduct themselves in a fair and balanced real equality environment. They don't know how to because they've been propped as little girls because they got brothers, they got fathers who say, you know what, you can have the best of everything. Get whatever that you want. Or, if people pick on you, you got your big brother over here who's 6'3" and he'll stomp on everybody. So, you can go ahead and push people around and you can immediately threaten them and say, oh, you're going to call your brother and your brother going to come get him. But it ended up being a very atrocious argument between her and this white guy minding his own business. Right, just standing there waiting for a pizza, just like any other sensible person. He didn't ask for any trouble. As a matter of fact, he was waiting in line before her. She bambooshed in there, right, and tried to cut in line because she was impatient, because she couldn't wait like every normal, natural, common person there. But she thought she was exceptional because Karen don't think she's exceptional. Karen think that she's Superwoman because she have authority behind her. That's why she go around getting her nose in everything.
telling people, well, you should do that because, the cops don't like this. The president don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't you do that because if you do, I'm going to tell. I'm going to tell on my big brother. I'm going to tell my daddy. I'm going to tell the government. I'm going to blah, 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 blah. But people aren't dealing with it. They're going to meet the wrong person at the wrong time. And you're going to be that blue pill beta to have married her, or she's your girlfriend, and she's going to put you in prison. She's going to make you sign up to be locked behind a prison cell for several years, probably for the rest of your life, because of her attitude, because of her mentality, because she is a Karen who don't care about her own life, but her own self. Or shall I say, don't really care about her own life, but cares about being a construct or a deity, of what she thinks authority is, which is false authority, which is causing nothing but chaos, right? So it gets real ugly. So what happens is the white guy did the sensible thing. He didn't yell at her. He wasn't, why are you getting front and blah, like that? What, blah, 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 blah. And he just scoot up just a little bit where he was supposed to be the first time. Didn't even bump his shoulder next to her. Didn't even kick her leg. Didn't even say anything to her. He pulled out a cell phone and just scooted up and said, well, I'm just going to stand here because this is just where the line is. Right. And she gets irate. She's like, what the you doing? Like, are you going to get mad? No, are you going to sit back and cut me like this? Like, ma'am, I was here first. What are you talking about? I was minding my own business. And you come, but blah, 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 blah. I don't like this. Hell no. Do. Right. All kind of explete, beep, 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 beep. Right. And the right guy's really trying to keep this cool. You can see his face getting red at this point. It's getting red at this point. And he's like, I don't want no trouble. I'm just here trying to wait for my pizza, and, I don't know what you're talking about. You came and cut me in line. What's the deal here? And she really gets ugly. Now she's looking back and forth, right? She start moving a little left to the right. You can see that she's getting fidgety, right? And so I think at this point, I don't want to get it wrong. What she did was she knocked the cell phone out of his hands. Some of y'all remember that. And this is where people start looking at. People's like, oh, what's going on over here? Like, oh my God, like what did he do? No, immediately people start asking, what did he do? And he's just standing there. What did he do? Right? I mean, here's this irate woman, getting out of line, yelling, getting emotional. Why won't you ask her? Why don't you ask him what she did? Why do everybody immediately say, what did he do? As if the man is always going to be the assailant. Like the man is always going to be the one to assault the woman. Why would you ask what he did? Why would you say, what did she do? Why is she upset? Okay, not what did he do to make her upset? We don't have no good sense. So he bends down and he picks his cell phone up. He picks his cell phone up, pissed off, mad, right? And then she's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. She she gets up in his face a little bit, right? And now he's really pissed off now. Because I think what happened during this point, when she started yelling in his face and calling him all kind of bleep, bleep, right? Now, instead of her knocking the cell phone out, he was mad this time. He grabbed the cell phone and actually threw it to the ground. He grabbed the cell phone and threw it to the ground. Listen, if anybody that you are around, I don't care what they're holding on to, whether it is their keys, their cell phone, their hat, their coat, anything that they have in their hand, if they throw it to the ground, it's game over. You might as well, it's time to separate them because somebody's going to get hurt immediately. But Karen don't care. Karen don't care that this guy is like 3 feet bigger than her and wider than her. It don't matter if he's a white guy with glasses. He's still a man at the end of the day. And just as easy as you can snap a chicken's neck, okay, that's the same thing that can happen to her. But she's bold though. She's Superwoman. She's RoboCop, where she can defend herself against death. Somebody can break her neck, she can come back. Right? She's invincible. Just like the gods we worship, invincible ghosts. She had the Holy Ghost that time, right? So she's like, oh, okay. Oh, you want to be like that? Fine. She listen, my men. She goes outside, right? Guess what? She goes outside to get her boyfriend. Yeah, boyfriend. Who walks in there, and instead of him asking what happened and
ask the guy, okay, what was she doing? How the situation go? Because now he was supposed to actually investigate real fast and get himself out of there. You know, a wise person won't get himself involved, but if you pull into it, at least investigate. Keep your hands in your pocket. Okay, don't have your fist balled up. Look at the person straight eye to eye. Okay, and just ask what happened. Okay, before you start getting upset. But he wasn't thinking. He goes in there, and immediately what the woman did was this. She pointed to the white guy, and the white guy was still, this time he was still actually looking at his broken phone, but he was looking forward with his face is red, like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm trying to be cool here, right? Remember, he didn't touch her, but she touched him. She slapped the cell phone out of his hands. Okay, he's trying to play cool, right? He threw the phone on the ground. He's getting ready to snatch her up, but he thought twice. Thank God, right? So the boyfriend come in there, and he's about, let's see how tall he was. He was taller than her. You know, the average height of a man is going to be taller than a woman anyway. Let's just be real. You know, unless she's Amazon or something like that, or got different type of genes, but he's going to be taller on an average basis. So he walks in there, right? And he gets close to the white guy. He's like, so what happened, man? What's going on? You know, what's going on, man? I heard that you did this. And she turns to her boyfriend. The white guy didn't get a chance to say what actually happened, right? So, oh, he touched me, and, you know, he started cut me in line, and he was blah, 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 and he was just out of place. Oh my God. And then the black guy, he was a black guy. Okay. I'm not saying that there's a dissension between the two. I'm telling you now, Karen has no color. So this ain't about culture. This is just the people in the scene. The girl who was a Karen in this story just so happened to be a black girl. Okay. And so he gets in the white guy's face, like really close. Like, you did this, what? And then he pushed the phone, and the white guy turned and his face was red. So at this time, he was trying to tell him, I have nothing to do with it. I'm standing in line waiting for pizza, and she cut me. But before he got a chance to even explain himself. Okay. Because at this point in psychology, it's fight or flight situation. At this point, when your emotions and your adrenaline is high, especially your testosterone, okay, thinking is out of the question. The white guy was thinking. The other guy that walked in there, apparently all he wanted to do is, what was that? Listen, what was in his mind? Protect, 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 protect my woman, protect my woman. She is saying that he is disrespecting her, so I need to go and deal with this situation. That's the only thing that was in his mind. So therefore, it didn't matter what the white guy said to him at the time. He wasn't trying to listen to the white guy. He was trying to defend his Karen. He was trying to defend her honor, and him being her boyfriend, of course, even more so, being dragged into a situation that he didn't know that she was the one who caused the drama and the distortion for this man who was minding his own business just in a pizza shop to get some simple, nasty, doughy bread with some filthy meat on top of it. Okay, caused an unnecessary ruckus. So he grabs the white guy, right? And you know what happens here. Blow for blow. I mean, just really welling on him. And it's a good thing that the white guy didn't punch him back, because I think the story goes as to the guy who welled on him. He got charged for that. He was charged for it, and he found himself in a lawful situation. So I say he found himself in trouble, in criminal situation, all because of this Karen, all because of this girl. I don't know if the white guy suffered any bruises or anything like that, but it was kind of terrible in the picture where he was getting knocked down to the ground, all because of nothing. The man just went to a pizza parlor, and a Karen went in there like RoboCop, pretending and thinking that she got authority over everyone, cut in line. And because of this man suffered a certain amount of time, maybe a couple of bruises, and being punched in the face for nothing. Really? And y'all sitting there, oh, it's okay for me to marry this type of girl. She can go around and disrespect anybody. You know, if we're in a movie theater and everybody's sitting up there laughing and talking, she's the first one to be like, shh, I can't hear. I can't hear. And then what if the whole role is like 3 teenagers and 1 tall teenager, 19 something years old? Right? Just so happen to be like, shut the up, and take his drink and splash it right over you, and Karen sit next to you because she want to open up her mouth. And then here you are fighting with this 19-year-old, all because you want to take Karen to a movie theater when it was open, or if it's still open. I don't know. Right? Because you don't know how to put your on a leash.
You don't know how to put her on a leash. And the bad thing about it is you think it only extends that far. It extends further. This is why on the often she's easy to go around and disrespect and think she got some type of pushover power over probably anybody and everybody, and treat people like they're kids right in front of you. And you sitting back like a blue pill beta. I'm okay with it. It's okay. It's fine. That's just her. Oh, that's just her. Instead of you sitting up and saying, baby, shut your mouth. Baby, this isn't the time. Baby, do you realize that these guys driving on the motorcycle, they have tattoos. They are 220 something pounds. You are 120 pounds. OK, if that man gets off of the motorcycle and asks you to repeat what you just said out of your window. OK, it's between you and him. Okay, it's between you. You trying to get me in a fight with a motorcycle gang of guys who are bigger than I am. Okay, here I am in a minivan. All right, and we got our little kid in the back seat sucking on one of her bottles, or what do you call that, a chewy toy, right? She don't know what's going on with her cute little white self, big eyes, right? And you sitting up there yelling out of the window, why are you driving like that? Why don't you get in line? Slow down. Your motorcycle's too loud. Who the hell you think you are? Blah, 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 blah. Right? And all he have to do is look over at you, take off his sunshades, and all three of them walk over to the passenger side seat, probably even the driver's seat, because you are the blue pill to let her open up her mouth instead of saying, shut up, woman, shut up. Shut up. You better get us in some trouble. No, but all they got to do is walk over there and bend their face into your window. If the window's rolled up or something like that, if it's down, too bad for you. And say, what the hell did you just say to me? Say it again. Listen, say it again. By that time, too late. Don't forget, trying to, grab your cell phone and, let's call the police. Authorities. No, because, there are 1,000 things that'll break that windshield or that window that's right in front of you. You think that thin piece of glass is going to protect you and your mouth from talking crazy. And all he got to do is lift up whatever he got, and it's done for you. And then check this out. As the blue pill beta white knight sitting there in the driver's side seat because you love Karen to just run her mouth all the time, right? Now you're in trouble. Now you got to defend yourself, your family, and her from 4 or 5 different guys bigger than you. And you never been to the gym in probably half a year or a year tops, because you got a beer belly gut. Now you got to defend her because happy wife, happy life. Karen can get anything she wants. Valentine's Day, this is our anniversary. She's the one that asked me what the drape. No, she tells me what the drapes are going to be. She's the one that actually designed the house. It's all about her. I'll drive the rusted, busted Honda, and I give her the newest Kias, the newest Lexuses, the newest Porsches. I'll drive the leftover. So she's like, oh, I run this. So that means I run everybody because I run you. Thank you, sir. And now here you are hemmed up on your own car, probably with a black eye and a scarred face, shaking with your cell phone in your hand, if it's still there and not broken, from 5 different people who's probably not even there now. The most, they're gone. And you're standing there with a broken family because of her mouth. Now, this may seem like a dramatic situation, but you'll be surprised that it happens all the time. There was a situation. Now, as you know, a trainer that I am, and I'm gonna be forthgoing with you as I always am. With my women, if they go far enough with me, if they pass the test, let's put it like that, and they are virtuous enough, I will teach them how to defend themselves. I will teach them what I know. All right. My best gift to my women, if I love my woman, I love her to teach her knowledge. I love her to make her strong. So here I am, pumping a certain amount of weight, kicking stuff around, right? Athletic. I'm going to give her the same thing. And the longer she's with me, if I'm lethal, she's just as lethal, because I love her that much. There hasn't been women to reach that point, to be honest with you. I told you that. I'm saying if the highest and the most goodest grade a woman can ever be in my life is at the point where I feel like I want her to be like me. What I mean is, with my ability to defend myself with my martial arts, with being a physical trainer, being alpha, being a force to be reckoned with, she is going to be a force to be reckoned with too, because I'm a teacher a little bit of what I know.
It's the same as, y'all know about Patrice O'Neal. I'll do the same for my woman. I'll teach her how to kick. I'll teach her how to do karate, taekwondo, and tai chi. Okay. I'll teach her the Bruce Lee arts. So therefore, you think when my back is turned, that when she's there by herself, that she is a sitting rabbit. Absolutely not. She will be just as lethal as me. So when you see her, you're looking at me. You're looking at Morpheus. So you better not touch her, because she'll hem you up just like I would. And you'll walk away on a stretcher. OK, but I am willing to give a woman that benefit of a doubt if she made it that far. That's just her benefits of being with Morpheus. So one of my ladies they were getting close. And I was teaching her a little bit of here and there and self-defense and things like that. And she had a potential to have a very fiery attitude where she can pop off at any minute. You know, like a firecracker. You say the wrong thing, you can find yourself, blacking out real fast, not knowing what hit you. Okay, because of her. But there was a time where she was really good in her physics, because I put that in her viscera. I made that happen for her. And we were riding along on my motorcycle, right? And it was rush hour traffic, and we was actually congested. I think during this time there was like a detour going, I think, ahead of us on this major road. And so we was driving in between the lines in that city, in that time, in that road. It was okay. It was legal. It was wide enough. It was good. All we was doing was driving forward, because you can't you don't want to keep your motorcycle idling like that for too long. It'll overheat. Plus, you can run out of fuel real fast. So if there's a gas station up there, ride through there, go to the gas station and park there and wait, or go over there and fuel up and wait till it cool off. So that's what we was getting ready to do. So this Karen was so furious because that's what we were doing. She was jealous. She was mad. She was at a certain age where she knew that the hill was hitting her. All right. She wasn't your prime plucked chicken, and she was past my limitations. What I mean is she was expired to meet an old maid. Right. And she had this blue pill beta of a dude on the driver's side seat. So we drive up and we just cruising. I'm very slow, like 5 miles per hour, not even enough for alarm. Even if we fell off the bike or something like that, it probably wouldn't have damaged anything, but just scratched the paint, something like that. So we, pretty much cool. But we driving forward and just cruising, right? Just getting up to a certain degree. And then we're stopping to see if traffic is going to pick up. So that way we can jump back in line or whatever else, right? And so we see this arm flying out of the passenger window with a little, with a FU sign, right? Like, yo, bro, what are you doing? We heard a little small voice. Look, this ain't wrong. You shouldn't be doing it. What the, blah, 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 blah. You need to get off that bike. This ain't, who do you think you are? You supposed to get off that bike. You ain't supposed to be doing that, blah, 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 blah. My girlfriend turned around real slow. She said, who the is that? She said, I'm about to beat somebody's tank today. I said, listen, calm down. I said, listen, don't. Calm down. I know that's a woman back there. Who's that? I said, listen. I said, baby, don't. Not today. And we got done doing a session too. We got done. This is when I taught a little bit something about how you can flip, throw, kick, and push through. I ain't gonna tell y'all my secrets, but I gave her a lot that she was already ready to go. She's good enough to almost flip me. And I weigh a lot and I'm kind of tall. Okay, and she had a very strong arm on her. Her arm was strong, but she can hurt my wrist if you bend it a certain way. So she knew something, right? And she was ready to use it, but I had to teach her self-control. It's only self-defense when the time is right. Okay? So she's already feeling a little bit of confidence. So at that time, she was trying to transform to a Karen herself for me. But me, I got a leash. I don't play that. I say, you want to act like that? You're going to be on your own, and I'll kick you off the motorcycle, off the sissy bar. I don't have time for stupid. I said, get yourself in line. Okay, so she had a sense of herself of calm, but she was like, who's that? Now, who's talking this over there? I'm like, just calm down, let it go. So the line speed up. Of course, we couldn't move forward any further because some idiots decided to open up their car door, being jealous and stupid, dumb stuff, closing in the gap so we couldn't drive through. Nor get mad at them because you pick and choose your fights. Pick and choose your fights. There are some fights you can't win. All right, just be patient and stay calm. So the car driver, you can just hear them, hurry up and speed up, get up. I want to hear, I want to talk to them. I want to talk to them. Right. So here she is as figured This girl, sunglasses on. She didn't want to show her real face. She had her sunglasses on, talking all kind of junk. Y'all shouldn't be out here. Who you think you are? Where you get that motorcycle from? You don't need to be on the motorcycle. They need to take that motorcycle from you. What are you doing in the middle of blah, 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 blah. I should call the police. I'm blah, blah. I said, you should, go ahead and do that, because if the police do that, they're going to see an irate, out of place, deranged, mad, and out of her mind female, while I'm going to be sitting here calm as a cat. They're going to be looking at you, not me, thinking you getting ready to pop off or something. I got my hands splayed wide open. Okay, the only weapons I got is my arms, so I'm good. Sort of. But so she's like, getting very outraged, really nasty. And my girlfriend was getting ready to get off her legs was linked. She said, like, blank this. No, it's about to reach. I said, no, don't you dare. I said, stop. It's quick. I said, listen. If you do this, there will be no return from here. Let her talk stupid. Let her talk stupid. Girlfriend what she did was she went ahead and put her foot back on the foot pedals and folded her arms right and closed her eyes. Like I taught her how to calm herself down, to have some self-discipline. Close your eyes and let it pass. All right. And we just sat there for good. I think it took a while, 5, 6, 7 something minutes, and she was still talking crazy, still jabbing off. You shouldn't be over. The law says that, and you don't own the road. And who you think you beep, 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 beep. I can hear her husband saying, be quiet. This is unnecessary. Yeah, let him pass. This is another day. Be quiet. Hush. No, don't do that, honey. This is not the time, honey. Oh, and he said, I'm sorry. She's having a bad. I'm sorry. It's her time of day. I'm sorry. It's her time of the month. I'm sorry. Just ignore her. We apologize. He's just little pantsy face getting all red and everything, right? He's sitting up there he's trying his best to rein in his dog. He's trying his best to put it on the leash, but he can't. At a certain point, when you allow Karen to really be Karen, right? And you're like, oh, Karen is okay. She's going to listen. What if I wasn't me? What if my girlfriend really wasn't underneath my self-discipline program and she really got off that motorcycle? It would have been chaos. It would have been chaos. I don't teach my women to be soft. I don't teach them to be passive. I don't teach them to let you hit them with one blow. You're going to see 5 or 6 of them before you even get a half of one from whatever position that you in. So I knew it would have been game over, but I had a responsibility myself to rein in my disciplined child, to take care of my Karen. But when you allow your Karen to interfere and to be a trouble for the environment, it's going to be a problem for you. And there's other situations that's just the same. It's around your job. It's your corporation. It's the people that you work with. It's the store. Talking to the store manager. Oh, this product is broken here. I want my money back. Where's my money? Where's the manager? Where's my money? You full of, you lazy. Why you at the cashier or somebody who ain't the supervisor? What if they didn't get their paycheck that day? What if they're pissed? What if they just broke up with their girlfriend? What if this person is 26 years old and they have nothing to lose and your Karen is standing right there? You're somewhere with the child in your SUV. Or your Porsche Cayenne, right? And your Karen standing right there thinking that she have authority over this store, and every desk clerk, cashier, and stocks person that's in there. And she walk across the wrong stocks person. Look at this product. I want my money. How can you tell me that I can't get my money back? Where's the receipt? Blah, 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 blah. Right? And all it takes is to meet that one person that's going to look at your Karen and say, you know what? I'm going to eat you for breakfast. And tear into her. And here you are getting bad news while you at work, while you in the office somewhere, while you on your construction site, or while you driving in your pretty little SUV with your children in the back, because Karen can't keep her mouth shut nor control herself. Because you sitting back allowing her to get out of control because you don't know how to teach her self-discipline. So Karen will get you killed. Karen will cause chaos in your life, and you need to leave her alone to care for herself. This stuff happens, and it's funny that I got to bring it like this, but it happens all the time. And these Karens have no color. They have no face. And there are women, there can be some men Karen, but there's no more female Karens than men Karen, because females are propped up with the authority that's been given to them by blue pill simps.
Because they know as soon as somebody jump at Karen, here come the blue pill marching band to save her. And she know that, so she'll get in your face and she'll get in the face of anybody or any lion. That all they got to do is close their mouth around her neck and it's game over. And then you're standing there with a broken heart. I mean, you should have been a man the first time to say, I will tolerate this, but I will not tolerate that. There's a boundary of how far you are willing to go and put my life and my children in jeopardy. Sometimes you got to learn how to shut your mouth, close the house, wash that dirty mud off of your nose, and mind your own daggone business. Now the bewitched, with the finality here, the third lady. The bewitched is this woman that thinks she has the magic, juicy, loosey goosey, right in between her thighs. And this girl also thinks that washing dishes, cleaning the house, taking care of the kids, going to pay your car note whenever you give her the money to do so, all right, is a magical part of her life that makes her very special and unique in your world. Whereas she feel like you can never do anything without her. You can't live without her magical juicy Lucy, and you cannot be without her because she feels like she is in a position where she's doing what your mommy used to do when you was 12 years old. So therefore, every activity that she has, just like the movie, washing clothes by twinkling her nose, right? Feeding a horse by the twinkle of the nose, probably Mr. Ed. You got Mr. Ed show, cleaning, vacuuming the floor with the twinkle of the nose, putting on drapes, making sure that the food is on the table just by winkling her nose as if it's some type of magic. And it's not magic. It's simple stuff. I do that for myself every day, all the time, without anybody needing to be there, and do it quite well and better than most. Make food where I can actually sell it, but I decide not to. Right. But the bewitched is this lady who say, well, that's okay because you are blessed to be with me. I am the gift for you. I am the gift of heaven that without me, you wouldn't be the man that you are. The bewitched is a woman who has a sense of she's not a feminist, but she feels as if she have a sense of authority in your home, whereas her task is to make you feel as if she is not expendable, where she is the most valuable asset. So what she'll do is convince you some kind of way because you don't know how to do for yourself, because you so easily, misled, because you love having mommy fold your clothes for you, because you love having mommy, do things for you and tell you what to go and make your food, right? Believe me, there are some men who don't know how to cook for themselves. There are men who don't know how to cook for themselves. Men who don't know how to take care of their house and home. If you want an example, The Color Purple is great. The Color Purple was a very good example where this dude couldn't even make a fire. He couldn't even clean his own kitchen. But when Miss Seeley was there, she had to do practically everything. Shave him, right? Find his socks, find his tie, right? Get his life together. When she left, where was he? Underneath the table with a alcohol bottle. Right, in shambles. But that's not true for most men. That's not true when it comes to real life. Men can do quite well without women. As a matter of fact, they can do even better, especially without the modern day woman. So he won't be underneath the table. As a matter of fact, his table will be a lot more cleaner and a lot more sensible. As a matter of fact, he'll save more money instead of being underneath the table as if he's poor, broke, and dumb. But there are a few men who are poor, broke, and dumb because they can't be alone. They can't do for themselves. They always got to have a woman there to do for them. They always got to have somebody to hold their hand. They always got to have a mommy figure so that they can suckle on, because they can't suckle on themselves, meaning they can't depend on themselves. They can't think for themselves. They can't deal with the silence of their day. They can't deal with meditation, as I was teaching my girls to do. Close your eyes and meditate. Close your eyes and calm yourself. They can't do that. Always got to have somebody there. Always got to have somebody calling them. And if there's nobody calling the whole day, what they do, they sit on the phone like a little girl and talk. Okay, I'm talking to Sarah. I'm talking to Deschanel. I'm talking to Sweetie here. I'm talking to Samantha. I'm talking to blah, 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 blah. Because I can't be all by myself. I got to have some girls somewhere. Oh, I'm going to see somebody Friday. I'm going to see somebody Saturday. Yeah, I'm going to hook up with this person on Monday. I go, blah, 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 blah. Be like, dude, what are you doing for yourself? Oh, well, I just come home, change my clothes, got to go to work, but I'm going to see somebody Friday. I'm doing it. I'm doing a pump and dump thing. I'm doing, I'm a man. I'm getting my juicy Lucy. Can't sit down and be alone because he always have to have this bewitch there. Okay, to put her so-called magic on his life, to twirl her, to twinkle her nose, to make him think that whatever she's doing for him is magical. For him, it may be magic because he can't do for himself because he has no gumption. He haven't grew up yet. He's still a child in a man's body, and you'll be surprised. There's still plenty of men in a child's body. You go into their house, it smell like corn chips. Got Kool-Aid all over the place, food still on the table, didn't even put it in the refrigerator. Right? Socks and clothes everywhere, video games sitting all over the bed, right? Posters of retarded military scenes that they never be a part of, never was a part of, don't know anything about, don't even have any type of military regiment, but it's a nice poster because there's a swimsuit model on it. So, but you'd be surprised. there are men who live like that. So it makes Bewitch wonderful. It makes her seem like she is a unique, special woman in that boy's life. But where the problem is you thinking that her activity is magic, and it's not. Like raising kids is magic. It's not. It is a job. Oh, yes, it is. It's work. Yes, it is. It's like having a second job, but it's not magic. It's only hard for the illogical. When you place your mind and your energy into something, with my students that I mentor, there was one time where 3 of the students came by one of my clients' house that was in the neighborhood. And the mother had to go pick up something from the store, and the next door neighbor as well had to go somewhere. But I was still teaching them their homework that the teachers gave them. So they said, okay, Morpheus, I trust you. Go ahead and finish up this lesson. I'll be back in whatever time. Right. I'm like, okay, if you get back too late, maybe I'll just have them eat and they'll go to sleep and I'll just wait for you to get here and I'll just leave. Something like that. Right. So I ended up finishing the lesson for all 3 of them. Check this out. They were sitting down watching TV. All 3 of them, they had their legs like folded, watching TV, laughing at a good show that I put on. It wasn't no Dora the Explorer. I don't do dumb stuff like that. No, I find different type of channels to give them. If I don't have DVDs and pictures, I actually got videos myself, like mathematic videos to teach them how to do their math, English and stuff like that. Okay, in video form and DVDs. I prepare myself for that just in case the teachers say, well, there ain't going to be no school for a month. It's in-home schooling. So when I get a client or somebody say, oh, can you help me? Can you mentor to the blah, blah, blah? I can say, okay, I got the tools. I guess I'll just be the teacher for this month. And so I can pull out the DVD and the VHS. All right. But with this case, when they knocked on the door, right, like, oh, I'm here. The kids barely even moved. I thought they was going to get up and run to the door. I said, okay, so-and-so, go get the door for your mom. She's here. No, I can't get it. No, don't worry about it. I got it. Let's just sit there. And I opened up the door, right? And she had like some groceries in her hands. And she looked and she walked in very slowly. She said, what happened? Like, oh, they're just so good. I can never get them to sit down like this. Usually they're running around the house. It's dirty. The couch is all messed up. There's food all on the kitchen. But how did you do this? Like, this is magic. I've always had problems doing this. Like, what did you do? What did you do? I said, I didn't do anything. I'm just, just being the authorities figure, talk to them straightforward and just, tell them what they're supposed to do. It wasn't magic. It wasn't that I just twinkled my nose. I didn't, what do you call that? Give them ultimatums. Yeah, I told you, and I teach you sometimes you got to negotiate with kids. Yes, sometimes you got to negotiate. I didn't have to do it. There was no negotiation because the way that I deal with people, same way I deal with children, same way I deal with strange people, is just be straightforward and honest with them. Say, hey, this is what to be done. If you don't want to do it, hey, you won't even get what you want. Okay, we're not going to work out well, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to wrestle with you. I'm not going to sit up here and deal with nonsense. I'm not going to let you allow me to have a chaotic day or a chaotic time because I can leave just as easy. The moment you start acting up, I just walk out the door and leave. Of course, I wouldn't leave them there without the parents. But I mean the deal is done. I'm not coming back. Oh, there's no more Morpheus coming by to help you now. So they take that into consideration, right? Because they ain't going to be sitting there passive. What happens is parents, when they negotiate, they're not sincere. When they talking to their kids, it's always trying to be your child's friend. You want to be their child's friend. You know, you want to be patsy over what they're doing. You want to sit up here and pat them on the back of their hands. And, oh, they do whatever that they want to do. They're just kids. They're just kids. So you make your own job harder. Actually, you make it a job. You make it more difficult, and they stop listening to you. The reason why kids stop listening to you is because they take you as a joke. Because you're never serious about what you say, and you always want to be their friend. Whenever you try to be their friend, they'll run over you. They will not respect you. So when I'm there, I'm telling them I'm not your friend. I'm here to teach you and to help you. In the meantime, you will benefit if I give you good gifts, if we laugh when we're playing outside, throwing a football, joking, stuff like that. But please be sure, if you mess up, you get an attitude, you step out of line, I don't have to deal with it. Zero tolerance. So they got good sense. And so therefore, some of the women, they'll tell you, oh, it's this hard raising kids. I just can't do it. Not because you patsy. That's because you be playing with them. That's because you yell at them when you get emotional. That's because you put your feelings into the relationship with your child. And therefore, they recognize you putting your feelings in it, and they know that you lost. You already lost. They know you lost. So therefore, they'll never respect you because of it. I don't play that game, so it's not difficult. So you got these bewitched women thinking, oh, this is hard work. It's just so difficult, but it's magic when I make it happen. It's a miracle from heaven. And guys who have no experience, men who can't even put their own Pampers on. Yeah, I said it. Can't put their own Pampers on. They think it's difficult. Or, you know, my wife is a wonderful woman in the world because she juggles 3 kids at one time. This is magic. You know, no sensibility, no experience themselves. So therefore, guess what? She becomes unexpendable. She's a valuable asset in this world. Now, I'm not saying that it's not valuable. I'm not saying that the bewitched is insignificant. That's not what I said. What she do is important. Being a mom is a difficult task, and they deserve all the trophies that they can get. Yes, I would honor them. Of course, they come first. You know, if I was to choose any type of woman out of the Lucy and Karen, yeah, it will be bewitched. You know, she will be there because she's a good supporter. You know, she's there to be a good camaraderie and a good companion in my life. Fair enough. All right. But what I'm saying is, don't take everything as magic or it's just some mythical thing that you just, oh, it just so happened to happen. She wiggles her nose and the house is clean when you can do it yourself. Because that's how women wiggle themselves into your life, by making them seem to be more valuable than you are. And then you fail yourself. And so therefore the bewitched woman comes in all shapes, forms, and fashions, and they speak to you in multiple ways by making you think that they are just magical being from planet Supar, you know, with the magical donkey dunk device, you know, Juicy Goosey Lucy, right? And you fall for it when there's plenty other real type of women out there who don't have to play that type of game, where they're sensible, balanced, not trying to pretend as if they're the queen of the world, where they're no different than you are. So it ends up becoming a struggle over time. And eventually the bewitched is easier. She's easier to transform to this woman who you can't tell, that you can't compromise with, or you have to struggle trying to come up with a camaraderie relationship. Because here's the trick. The trick is, when she wiggles her nose, we both can do it. We both can do the laundry. We both can wash the dishes. We both can raise the kids. There's no magic to it. We both can pay the bills. You know, we both can take care of everything that is going on in the house and cook. We both can do that, especially myself. So it's no magic to it. It's just getting the deed done. It's getting the task done as a team, as a unit. Simple as that. So she is the lesser of the evils. Okay, mind you, she's the lesser of the evils and the less toxic. But it can only be a toxic situation when you're not able to do for yourself and you think it's some type of magical touch that you can't do alone. And you allow her to overtake that to say, oh, I'm better than you. I'm better than you because I can have kids. I'm better than you because I know how to do this, because, you know, I cook, clean, and I'm going to take care of everything in the house. Just leave it to me. Leave it to me.
All right, because that can get to your head, but she's the lesser of them. But she's still the type of woman I really wouldn't want to be, on my list. But she's a good example for you, because some of y'all sit there and do that yourself. You sit back and, oh, well, you take care of everything. And she'll wiggle her nose. You say, oh, it's magic. I can't do that myself, honey. How did you do it? I can't be without you. You make my world so much better. Why are you talking to your priest? She makes my world so much better. What can I do with her? We've been married for 15 years. I don't know how she was able to do it. She just wiggled her nose and magic. So therefore, those are your 3 women, okay, of a very, very common woman type. So you have your I love Lucy's, and then you have your Karens, and you have your bewitches. And all 3 of them can be a catastrophe in the right time, in the right place. I know that the Karen is the worst out of all of them. The I love Lucy is more of a liability for your finances, more of a liability for your freedom, and more of an issue for your peace of mind. All right. The bewitch is someone who would try to use that to swiggle into your life to make you think that she's an asset, and she really isn't. There are some women who don't have anything left in their life, so all they have to do left is do some womanly like tasks and duties that they should have been doing earlier along in their life. And usually the bewitches aren't younger women. The bewitches usually are going to be older women who are already washed up. So they'll say, you know what, I'm able to cook and clean for you. I can do this for you. I can do that. But she's already 40 something years old. She's already 36. She's already 33 years old. Finally talking about, well, you need those drapes clean. I'll do it. Oh, I can iron the clothes. Oh, I can do this. I can take your kids there. I can take our kids. You might already have your own kid. You might already have a kid. So she'll say, well, your kid is my kid. So, I'll take your kid and my kid down to the park and we'll do this. Now I'm going to be a wife. Now I'm going to help you with the house and home. Now I'm going to clean up. I'm going to do it now that I'm 33 years old. Now I'm going to wiggle my nose and think it's magic, but you've been doing it your whole life. You've been doing it way before she showed up to the scene. You see, that's the detrimental part, because it's usually not for younger women. Younger women aren't interested in that. Younger women are usually balanced all the way across the board. You just got to know how to deal with it. You got to know how to create the principles and standards and keep her in a certain parameter that you stand for or you do not stand for. But as far as a bewitch, she's always going to be older. If she's younger, you need to be skeptical. Her walking around the house like that, cooking, cleaning stuff, taking care of you. Be like, wait a minute, what's up? What's up? What's going on? A lot of them do it for temporary bereft. Just to get close to you, just to get close enough for you to be convinced that she is wife material. And then as soon as you sign the dotted line and put the ring on the finger, she'll transform. She'll be a blast face Karen, a blast face Lucy, and somebody who's going to cause detriment in your life. Do you understand? So yes, they do matter. And no, it is not to the point where you need to overlook it and say, oh, it's okay. This is just how women nature. It is not women's nature. It's men. Women are a reflection of men. I'm going to say that again. Women is a reflection of you men. And if she's not a reflection of you, she's a reflection of the guys that she used to be with in her past, because they created a certain standard. When she come to you, she think because you are a man, your standards are just the same. So if we ever got problems or issues with how we deal with our marriages, our relationships, that's because you're dealing with somebody else's creation. That's not saying that women don't have their own mind. Don't get it wrong. I'm not saying women are programmable like they're machines. Do not misunderstand. This is not telling you that women are insignificant. What I'm saying is their experience with men are going to be the same across the board, because it's going to be one man to the same. If there were differences, then it takes time to understand. That means you have to compromise. That means you have to change her ways. That means you have to understand what it means to deal with being a cooperative partner. But we don't know how to do that. So what she do is, when she comes to your door, just like what Erykah Badu said, she's going to be bag lady. Bag lady, you gonna hurt yourself, dragging all them bags around. All you need is you. And the rest of the lyrics go on. She's going to be bag lady standing right in front of your door. And whatever's in that bag is going to be bags of stuff that other men gave her, which is perspectives, their low range principles, and their acceptance of her mentality and her ability to be all three women in one. That should answer your question. So I should never need to talk about what a Lucy, a Karen, and a Bewitch is. So now that you know all three of my ladies here in the Academy of Wildman, I will always introduce them to you, and they will always be of subject. This is Leon C. A.K.A. Morpheus. You have been delivered a killer red pill and a little bit of spin and a twist on it. Right? Like, share, and subscribe. Information is free, but contribute and let me know that you appreciate my hard work and my effort to make you better. Check it out. Give it a like. Look at that book, 2020 America Rise or Fall Hard, or we're just simply going to do it anyway.